This place is Haotu Shenzhou, where medicine fields, caves, beast chariots, flying boats, and secret realms are maintained everywhere. The cultivators utilize the spiritual energy of heaven and earth as their power and have comprehended the 5 major cultivation realms, which are Foundation Stage, Ming Yuan Stage, Transcendent Stage, Dao Stage, and Low Saint Stage. The cultivators have each founded their own powerful empires, among which Dynasty Mingzhu is the strongest and has the largest territory. One beautiful day, just like any other beautiful day, a large chariot suddenly appeared, making everyone marvel. On the road, a golden cloud fire chariot was pulled by 9 cloud-drifting divine horses, racing at high speed. Dust was flying everywhere, and the chariot's body flickered in and out of existence, shimmering like a divine toy. The entire chariot appeared to be made of pure gold, heading straight for Tianzhu City. The coachman turned his head and asked, "Sir, we have arrived at Tianzhu City. Would you like to go to Ziyi Mansion first, or—" Inside the carriage was a lazy young man holding a cup of wine. The table in front of him was filled with precious, luxurious items. He coldly replied, "Nodi, make a stop at Kingbrook Tower first." The coachman felt extremely excited, thinking to himself, just back to the city and already heading to the brothel to spend money, truly the young master of our Chu family. The young man in the carriage was named Chu Tianxiao. Not long ago, whether it was through time travel or body snatching, according to the prompts from this system, he had undergone a soul integration and become the only son of Ziyi Marquet, the leader among 36 divine Marquises, bearing the responsibility of the Mingzhu dynasty. He was also known as one of the most extravagant spenders. However, after the system completed the soul integration for Chu Tianxiao, he remained in a state of waiting for opportunities, not noticing any effects. For a young age, Chu Tianxiao had very low cultivation, not because of poor talent, but because he had always grown up under the pampering of his parents. His father often said, "Good son, don't keep cultivating all the time. Go out and learn more about the world. Look, half of this city is our family's property. Once you're bored playing, I'll buy the other half for you." His mother also agreed, "Your father is right, my child. You've been a good boy and have practiced for half an incense stick now, so take a little rest. Let the 20 servants I just bought from Jiang Nan take care of your feet." Thanks to such loving and indulgent parents, not only did his cultivation not improve, but Zhu Tianxiao's spending habits became increasingly extravagant. Wherever he went, he threw money around like leaves. "I heard your shop is the best silk shop in Tianzhu City. I'll take all your best fabrics." The shopkeeper responded excitedly, "Take all the best fabrics? But all the fabrics in this store are the best. Then let's take everything, clear out the whole store. Oh, then I'll take everything from the warehouse too." After a long time of living a carefree life like this, Zhu Tianxiao no longer had the desire to cultivate. He had come to a realization that since he was already here, he might as well live peacefully. Living a life of extravagant spending was not such a bad thing after all. Soon, the carriage arrived at its destination. The coachman politely stepped down to announce, "Young master, we have arrived at Kingbrook Tower." Chu Tianxiao, handsome and elegant, stepped out of the carriage, his noble demeanor and striking appearance drawing admiration from all around. Several young ladies at Kingbrook Tower rushed to surround him, eagerly flattering him with sweet words. A few poor onlookers couldn't help but feel envious. Who is he to carry himself with such grandeur? Another person replied, "He is the famous playboy from Ziyi Mansion, Chu Tianxiao." When Mabu saw Chu Tianxiao enter, she elegantly stepped forward, holding a few notebooks. "Young master has an excellent eye. My Kingbrook Tower is the most luxurious place in Tianzhu City. The young ladies here are only limited by your imagination. You can find anyone you wish. Young master, please take a look. Which young lady would you like to choose?" Chu Tianxiao replied, "I would like to rent a private room on the 3rd floor with a window view of the other establishments, and please bring up a few warm bottles of wine." Madam responded, "Young master is quite the connoisseur, knows how to choose. I just wonder if the young master has already chosen a lady to entertain him." Chu Tianxiao, with his eyes half closed, smiled and said, "Are the 2 most beloved young ladies of Kingbrook Tower still here? If so, I invite the 2 young ladies, Ming Liu and Ying Su." The madam rubbed her hands, her gaze greedy as she spoke. "Young master, you are a regular customer, aren't you?" "It's just that our rule is that a guest can only choose 1 young lady, young master. You cannot break that rule." Before she could finish her sentence, Chu Tianxiao continued, causing the madam to stare wide-eyed in shock. "Besides the 2 sisters Ming Liu and Ying Su, I also want to call the people in these 2 volumes. One will come upstairs to serve, and the other will be displayed for viewing." The madam seemed struck by lightning, stammering and unable to speak. This young master here really loves to joke, doesn't he? Ha ha! How can anyone stroll through a pleasure house like this? No, there is no such rule." Chu Ting and Xiao immediately pulled out 3 Mingzhu spirit coins and slapped them directly onto the madam's face, saying, "Is that so? Look closely, could there possibly be such a rule?" Madam saw the golden glimmer on 3 spirit coin tickets and her face turned pale, her inner self in extreme shock. These are spirit coin tickets that the rich in Dynasty Mingzhu commonly use, each worth 50,000 spirit coins. A regular person like me can barely live on 800 or 1,000 spirit coins a month. This person just casually spent 150,000. Suddenly, Madam's expression changed and she cheerfully said, "From today onward, young master, you are the rule. Play however you want, as long as you're happy. Ladies, go and attend to young master." As soon as she finished speaking, beautiful women from many directions gracefully approached, flaunting their curves and trying to make a good first impression. Upon seeing Chu Tian Xiao, an extremely handsome young man, one girl exclaimed in amazement, "That's young Master Chu. It's Chu Tian Xiao, young Master Chu, the only son of Chu Zhongyi Zai Yi Marquet, the second richest man in Mingzhu and the first to enter Heavenly Dao through business." Hearing this, the young ladies no longer hesitated and frantically rushed to embrace Chu Tian Xiao as if they were starving. Accompanying this were sweet, flattering sounds that continuously rang in his ears. The other men in the building were astonished, their mouths agape as they exclaimed, "Isn't this the young master who solved the ransom before? Has he returned after being missing for several years? I've heard that Chu young master never cares about the denomination as long as it's something valuable." Dozens of young ladies surrounded him, competing to hug and serve Chu Tian Xiao. Finally, New Jia can see young Master Chu again. "It's been 3 years since we last met. Young Master Chu, you have truly made us sisters miss you to death." Many said there were troubles for young Master Chu outside, but those were just envious fools. Upon hearing these words, Chu Tian Xiao felt delighted and without hesitation. He pulled out 2 spirit coins and handed them to the young lady beside him, saying, "This little mouth is still as sweet as ever. I'm very pleased to hear it, so here's a reward of 20,000. Then he continued to pull out 3 more bills and handed them to the young lady who was massaging his feet below. "Oh my, your hands are so smooth. You take care of me very well. Here is 30,000 for your hard work." Next, Chu Tian Xiao kept throwing out gold and excitedly commented, "Haha, little sister here has lost some volume in her chest. Is it because you miss me that much? Take this 50,000, buy some high-quality nourishment." The other young ladies saw this and eagerly demanded, "Clearly mine is even smaller. I must miss you so much that my chest has shrunk. Look at this. If you can't see clearly, you can also feel it." Seeing this, the other young ladies argued, "If young Master Chu wants to feel, he must feel me first." At this moment, suddenly a stunningly beautiful young lady standing out among the others shouted, "You've been noisy for half a day, yet you don't even know to help him to his room. If you don't know how to serve, then get out of my way." This woman is named Ming Liu, the #1 beauty of Kingru Tower. Chu Tian Xiao happily put his arm around Ming Liu and said, "Ming Liu, you're here too. I found an amazing hairpin outside for you." Ming Liu quickly gestured with her hand. "If young Master Chu wants to joke, we can do that later. There are important matters to discuss here. Follow me." Then Ming Liu whispered in Chu Tian Xiao's ear, "Liu Ling wants to see you." Ming Liu led Chu Tian Xiao to the room, opened the door, and entered. Inside was a very beautiful young woman who suffered from a respiratory illness which had caused her lungs to swell significantly. She was Ming Liu's younger sister, New Liu Ling. As soon as Liu Ling saw Chu Tian Xiao enter, her eyes filled with tears and her face showed excitement as she said, "Chu young master, is it really you? I just heard Ming Liu say it and couldn't believe it." Then Liu Ling took Chu Tian Xiao's hand and continued, "I'm sorry, Liu Ling shouldn't have doubted Chu young master. You once said you would help me break off the engagement. Do you remember?" To elaborate a bit about this young woman, Liu Ling and Chu Tian Xiao have known each other since childhood. As they grew up, Liu Ling was pressured by her family to marry Qin Yun, the 17th son of Qin Chu Yang, divine Marquis Mingzhu. At the age of 4, Qin Yun achieved enlightenment, and by 10, he began to exert his strength, successfully passing through the 3rd and 6th thresholds of the foundation stage, reaching the 12th level of the foundation stage in full completion. At 14, relying on an unparalleled opportunity, he successfully advanced to the lower realm of Ming Yuan stage. His actual combat power has reached the level of the peak of Ming Yuan stage, which is why he is called Monstrous Talent, the #1 genius of Tianju City. However, 3 years ago, Qin Yun lost control, suffering a drastic decline in his power, becoming a useless person at the 1st level of the foundation stage. His mood often led him to mistreat Liu Ling. 3 years ago, the original owner of this body promised to help her cancel the engagement, but what should be done now? After all, one to face it is Qin Yun, the model of a useless son of destiny. It is rumored that with the treasure relic Black Ring, cultivation is recovering extremely quickly in a single day, and adding to that, Liu Ling's cancelled engagement. Isn't it just a push toward a kind of 3-year catastrophe that has already filled up, hacking his path to begin changing his destiny? An evil character adding pressure at a time when the son of destiny is facing adversity like himself will become the first stepping stone on his path to advancement. Suddenly, the system displayed a notification for the mainline mission, selecting the task. Long-term, continuous mainline mission, train our newcomer, mistreat the son of destiny countless times, prodigal son with the son of destiny. Mission details. Devise a practical and feasible plan to annul the engagement by today. Take new Liu Ling, the fiancé of Qin Yun, the useless son of destiny, to his home to break off the engagement. It is required to deal at least 80 damage points to Qin Yun. Completion rewards. Unlock the prodigal son's exclusive treasure vault, infinite celestial treasury. Failure punishment. Directly kill a host. Chu Tian was profoundly shaken inside. Does it have to be this cruel? Right now, I am just a prodigal son with nothing but money. What do I have to fight against someone else's son of destiny? Isn't it obvious that they want me to sacrifice myself? Notification system. Reminder 1. Damage points are effective to the extent related to negative emotions, damage received, along with the level of luck and energy condensation. Whether the son of destiny is harmed or not, any actions by the host that adversely affect the interest of the son of destiny will be counted as damage points against the son of destiny. Specific manifestations are 20 points, frowning in displeasure, 40 points, clenching fist tightly, 60 points, unable to think clearly, 80 points, spitting blood, 100 points, inner demons rising. Reminder 2. Directly going to the house to insult the engagement will only trigger the fighting will of the son of destiny. The most effective damage is 20 points. Reminder 3. The strongest weapon that the prodigal son can use against the son of destiny is spending lavishly. If before sunrise he spends more than 300,000 spirit coins and simultaneously acquires a qualified henchman, there will be a surprise. Current amount spent 0. Chu Tian was extremely startled after reading these notifications. Before sunrise, this little life is about to be lost. How can I afford to spend money right now? Wait, could it be that the mission contains a gift package for newcomers that could turn the situation around? And the activation condition is squandering and acquiring a henchman. Ming Liu suddenly saw Chu Tian in a daze and asked, "Young Master Chu, please don't be silent like that. You really must help Liu Ling. Liu Ling has been changed from the main wife to a concubine. Qin Yun suspects that she wants to secretly take revenge and has found another way to torment her. Liu Ling has been forced to the point of hiding here to do menial work. But the Mu family is afraid of the Qin family, so they have cut off their relationship with Liu Ling. Even worse, that dog Qin Yun, after discovering that Liu Ling was hiding here, he lured the 19th prince, the most lecherous one, to come here and ask Liu Ling to serve wine. If I had not acted in time, Liu Ling's innocence would have been lost." Hearing this, Chu Tian felt furious. I have long heard of Qin Yun's brutal and arrogant behavior, but I never expected that a son of destiny would do such despicable and beastly things. I thought it might be a bit too much to ruin someone's reputation in front of everyone by coming to their home to break off an engagement, but now it seems that what has happened to you is well-deserved. Chu Tian then said, "Helping her to cancel the engagement is not difficult, but Qin Yun carries good fortune and is a son of destiny. Perhaps it won't take long before he can demonstrate his might, establish a new career, and even claim kingship overall. By that time, will you still be unwilling to rely on him and share the glory with him?" Mu Liu Ling was so angry that her whole body trembled, crying and resentfully said, "From the moment he asked me to serve wine to 19 Prince, he became an enemy of life and death to me. I hate him, and I hate even more the identity of Qin Yun's fiancé. He only wants a tool, but I want to be a person. He and I fundamentally cannot be compatible." Chu Tian thought silently. If she has made up her mind and decided to stake everything, then I have no reason to refuse anymore. Even without the system's mission, I must lend her a hand. Chu Tian held Liu Ling's hand and said, "Liu Ling, 3 years ago, what I promised you, I will not go back on my word, but you must know that in this world, nothing can be obtained without paying a price." Liu Ling did not hesitate to ask, "What does young Master Chu need me to do?" Chu Tian smiled and replied, "Be my henchman." Upon hearing this, the two sisters of the Mu family looked confused, not really understanding this role. Chu Tian then took out a card and said, "Perhaps becoming a prodigal son's henchman is a shameful thing in the eyes of others, but I want to tell you, Liu Ling, being my henchman and taking care of matters beside me means that the notion of losing face should be eliminated. This crystal card is your welcome gift. Ming Liu's eyes lit up with admiration. That is the black crystal card of Ming Zhu. It's a card exclusively for the nobility of the dynasty. Ordinary people, even if they have money, are not qualified to use it. Liu Ling was also somewhat excited internally, not to mention that the amount of money that can be used with this card is at least 150,000 spirit coins. I've heard that even if there's no money in the card, it can still withdraw 100,000 spirit coins from the bank. Is he really just handing this card to me so easily? Chu Tianxiao smiled and continued. If you don't refuse, I'll take it as your agreement, okay? All right, still, about the monthly payment, just calculate it as 200,000 spirit coins, which will provide you with daily necessities and cultivation resources. If you encounter any difficulties or if the money isn't enough, come to find me. I can also give you an additional 150,000 spirit coins each month to handle any unexpected expenses. At that moment, Mu Lu Ling was completely overwhelmed by the 150,000 welcome fee, the 200,000 salary, and various other enormous expenses hitting her all at once to the point of fainting. For the first time, she felt scared because of the sheer amount of money. In the next moment, without saying a word, Chu Tianxiao directly handed a beast ring to Mu Lu Ling. Take this. This is the beast ring for my golden cloudfire chariot. You can use it to ride the chariot. The chariot is worth no less than 1,000,000 spirit coins, and a prodigal son only rides it once. Now it belongs to you. Holding the beast ring in her hand, Liu Ling was somewhat astonished. The car costs nearly 1,000,000 spirit coins, and they give it to me just like that. Is this the treatment for a henchman? Which family servant is treated like this? Nu Mingliu happily replied, the name of the Qin family, even after a whole year of benefits, adds up to only 100,000 spirit coins. Liu Ling, in just 1 month, has already surpassed him several times. Liu Ling, you have reached the highest realm. Chu Tianxiao then asked, Liu Ling, what was the cumulative training resource of Qin Yun 1 month back? Approximately how many spirit coins? Liu Ling bowed her head and respectfully answered, Sir, the Qin family's struggle is complex. Qin Yun was just the youngest son. Previously, it was approximately 12,000, but now the once talented individual has fallen, and he only has about 500 left. Chu Tianxiao could not help but be astonished. Ha! The winnings from his peak were merely 1/20th of yours. What does he have to compare with you now? Then gently continued, Liu Ling, if you want to cancel the engagement, you must not lose your momentum, especially you cannot embarrass me. Do you understand? Liu Ling understands. Chu Tianxiao shook his head. Oh, it seems you don't understand. You don't even know how to be my female henchman. What is the most important thing? As he spoke, he took out another card. Remember, a female henchman under this young master must be beautiful and confident. Ming Liu, by sunset tomorrow, I want to see a completely new Liu Ling. Buy whatever you need, just buy it if you like it. Don't waste time looking at prices. Spend more for me, clothes from Golden Silk Shop, makeup from Drum Flower Face, jewelry from Cloud Grace Pavilion. Whatever you can get, just go all out for me. Don't save money on my behalf. Liu Ling was astonished, unable to close her mouth. These brands are all favorites of imperial princesses. Each item has a sky-high price. Do you really want to buy everything? Ming Liu exclaimed while holding the card. Ha ha, I don't know why. But suddenly, I feel a bit sorry for Qin Yun. Chu Tianxiao stroked his chin in contemplation and said, No, it's still not enough. I need 3 foundation stage treasures of the 7th level that look truly beautiful to use as jewelry. I want Liu Ling to appear in a way that will blind Qin Yun with envy as soon as he sees her. You must realize that just taking 1 piece off Liu Ling would be worth more than his entire existence. Do you understand? Liu Ling trembled, astonished. Foundation stage treasures and of the 7th level. Moreover, 3 pieces just to serve as jewelry for Liu Ling. Internally, Liu Ling was also excited. 7th level foundation stage treasures. Many cultivators would spend all their resources in order to upgrade their cultivation, and they might not even be able to buy one. But young Master Chu has casually mentioned wanting to buy 3. Chu Tianxiao asked seriously, Are you implying that I'm squandering? Liu Ling hurriedly waved her hands. No, we didn't mean that. Surprisingly, Chu Tianxiao placed his hands on his hips, tilting his face to the sky, and said arrogantly, Ha ha ha, in fact, I really am a prodigal son. After all, I'm a man. I could waste 1,000,000 silver at the age of 8. The 2 sisters were directly confused and did not understand anything. Chu Tianxiao reminded them, Stop standing there in a daze, quickly go get to work. The scene shifted to the Chu family villa in the city where the light flowed. A young man sat cross-legged in meditation, his hands clasped in a seal, and the surrounding light seemed to absorb something guiding him, instantly jumping into his body. A powerful aura radiated from him, and he murmured aloud, "Peak of Ming Yuan stage, breakthrough." He was the young master of the Chu family in the city, the older brother of Chu Tian Xiao, Chu Jin. The bodyguard beside him was eagerly waiting to celebrate. "Congratulations on breaking through to the peak of Ming Yuan stage before your coming of age ceremony. No one in the Chu family can compare with you, and the position of the next family head definitely belongs to you." In fact, the bodyguard's words were not wrong. At just 17 years old, he had surpassed his initial awareness to reach foundation stage level 12 of great perfection, then continued to break through the Ming Yuan stage lower realm, advancing straight into the peak of the middle realm. Such talent, even in the Mingzhu dynasty, where countless experts and geniuses resided, was an achievement to be proud of. However, in the face of this astonishing achievement, a young man in the blue shirt appeared remarkably calm, as if all of this was a matter of course. The corner of his mouth revealed a hint of disdain. That's not certain. After all, since the Chu family split into two branches, aside from the Chu family in our city, there is also the Chu family in Tianju, which is my uncle's. That time-wasting person from that family is also someone qualified to compete for the inheritance of the Chu family. A messenger pigeon flew in. Chu Jin slowly took out the letter and read it. A displeased expression crossed his face. "I didn't expect that time-waster would be so lucky. He's already back in Tianju City." The guard beside him immediately chimed in flatteringly. "Your cousin, Chu Tian Xiao. Even if he comes back, so what? You were at the top of the list in the last autumn harvest assessment, and according to the rules of the Chu family, anyone who has no harvest in the autumn assessment for 3 consecutive times is not qualified to inherit the family business. In fact, during the previous last autumn tests, Chu Tian Xiao had given up and not participated, essentially due to laziness." Chu Jin coldly said, "After all, he is the glorious Zai Marquis, the only son of Uncle Chu. Uncle and aunt spoiled him excessively. He even divided the family into 2 branches, Tianju Chu family and City Chu family, to support him. Although it hasn't reached the point of true division, the intention is too clear. However, you are not wrong. He doesn't have the ability to overturn heavenly Tao." At this point, Chu Jin slowly stepped out of the door, looking up at the sky. "Chu Tian Xiao, my good younger brother, perhaps this time you have finally awakened and thought about running back. It's just a pity that it is too late, far too late. Now a trap has been set, and soon you will discover that after 3 months of the last autumn test, you basically have no place to stand. Even if you were born with a golden key, even if your father has earned nearly 4/10 of the Chu family's wealth, even if you have always been smooth and successful since childhood, so what? The one who laughs last is still me. In the end, all wealth will have to be handed over to me. I really have to thank you, little loser. Ha ha. Then it seems I really have to find something for you to do." The guard next to him quickly spoke up. "Sir, you have given your orders." Chu Jin immediately shouted, "Send the order down and begin using the message scroll to release the secrets we concealed years ago. 3 years ago, before leaving the city, Chu Tian Xiao personally promised to help someone's fiancé break off their engagement. This needs to spread throughout the city so that everyone is talking about it, especially ensuring that that useless Qin family brat hears it." The guard took the order and rushed off like the wind. Left alone, Chu Jin smiled mysteriously. That Qin Yun is a useless brat, but the mysterious woman with an unknown background by his side is far from useless. Of course, if we could make the remnants of the expert in the relic black ring of Qin Yun stir a bit, that would be even better. In that case, Chu Tian Xiao would end up crippled, if not dead. Chu Jin smiled, his gaze filled with coldness. "Yes, Chu Tian Xiao, I will make sure everyone knows that everything that belongs to the Chu family will become mine." At this moment, in Kingru Tower, Ming Liu was grooming and preparing Liu Ling. The other young ladies also gathered around to give their opinions. "This earring doesn't match. Ying Su, your taste is really terrible. Who chose this hairpin? The color doesn't suit." A woman behind said, "Stop making noise. Have you finished choosing the treasures for Foundation Stage? Why hasn't it been brought yet?" Liu Ling nervously said, "Is it really appropriate to change the place next to Chu Young Master?" Ming Liu reassured her, "Don't worry, even if it shows a little. He wouldn't even steal a glance, even if you were completely undressed." Another young lady agreed. "That's right, although he likes to wander around Kingru Tower, he has never touched any girl. He just comes to chat idly. Basically, all the sisters here have received his grace. Although he is a spendthrift, he is a very good person." Ming Liu whispered to her younger sister, "Let me tell you a secret. The sisters in the tower are all betting on who can get his first night." In the next room, Chu Tian Xiao was sitting and checking the system's notifications. The current balance was 775,000 spirit coins. Upon checking, he found that he had a qualified henchman under his command, which met the conditions to receive the beginner gift package. Chu Tianxiao thought to himself, great, just as I guessed. Let me see what treasures are in this gift package. Chu Tianxiao then opened the beginner gift package. The system announced, congratulations, host, you have received a spirit Qi cultivation vessel, a level 1 henchman aura 100 exchange points, and a spring tree resurrection fruit. Chu Tianxiao was very curious. A spirit Qi cultivation vessel? Using wasted money to upgrade cultivation, completing the mission of being a loser and receiving rewards like this. It's somewhat similar to an exchange shop. Unfortunately, the system has not activated this feature yet. Never mind that for now. The Spring Tree Resurrection Fruit is a rare fruit that can condense or restore the soul. However, my cultivation is still only at the foundation stage, far from being able to condense the soul. Using it would be like not using it, so I might as well discard it. Right now, receiving this item from the newbie gift package is indeed strange. Forget it, I'll think about the other things later and use the Spirit Fly cultivation vessel first. Confirmation system. The current account balance is 675,000 spirit coins. There is one opportunity left to use the Spirit Fly cultivation vessel. Would you like to use the Spirit Fly cultivation vessel? Chu Tianxiao accepted. At his command, he suddenly felt himself submerged in a warm sea. From head to toe, every pore felt indescribably comfortable. It was as if a stream of warm water was flowing from the top of his head, slowly spreading throughout his body. This sensation of relaxation lasted for 3 breaths before it vanished. Chu Tianxiao closed his eyes, carefully sensing the changes within his body. Before long, he opened his eyes and clenched his right fist. A surge of cold, sharp energy appeared around him, chilling like a blade, flickering once before disappearing. Chu Tianxiao was astonished. External spiritual force release, concentrated spiritual force. I have surprisingly reached the peak of Foundation Stage Level 4. Although the Foundation Stage is a basic realm, cultivation still requires a lot of time. From Foundation Stage Level 1 to Peak Level 4, a normal person would need at least several years. Even with high aptitude, it would still take a few months. Yeah, I only took 3 breaths and spent 675,000 spirit coins to reach the peak of Foundation Stage Level 4. Although according to market prices, over 60,000 spirit coins could normally yield a Foundation Stage Level 4, it seems a bit of a loss at first glance, but Chu Tianxiao knew that this transaction was actually profitable. This means that as long as the spending is extravagant enough, it is possible to forge a Dao stage or even a Low Saint stage at any time. Chu Tianxiao took a breath and pondered. Although I am a wastrel, I cannot empty my pockets before I can earn money. Unfortunately, the current mission is to break off the engagement, not to level up. If I don't complete the mission, I might die. Though my cultivation can match Qin Yun's at present, it's difficult to guarantee that I won't fall into the traps of Heavenly Dao's reverse fate explosion. Furthermore, Qin Yun has not only the care of Qin Jiao Jiao, but also the troublesome presence of a mysterious old man. It is said that Qin Jiao Jiao has no blood ties to the Qin family, and being able to act as the head of the family must indicate that her intentions are not simple. After Qin Yun is gone, with only Qin Jiao Jiao dedicating herself to protection, there must be a conspiracy regarding Qin Yun's destiny. That said, it seems the old man in the relic Black Ring also has no good intentions toward Qin Yun. Chu Tianxiao thought for a moment, and suddenly his eyes lit up with an idea. Remembering that he had Ma Fongzun in his heart, he began to contemplate various possibilities. At this moment, Ming Liu approached and said, "Sir, Liu Ling has been prepared." Chu Tianxiao turned to look and was immediately stunned. "Are you Liu Ling?" In front of him, a young girl adorned with jewelry stepped forward slowly, gently nodding her head. At this moment, Liu Ling was dressed in a bright red outfit, her black hair styled in a celestial bun. A few smooth pearls were casually decorating her, creating delicate openings. Around her neck, she wore a finely crafted pearl necklace that sparkled like stars, highlighting her snow-white skin. The sleeves of her robe were embroidered with light yellow peonies, and her flowing gown had a long hem, while her feet were adorned with red shoes accented with yellow butterflies. Witnessing this scene, even though Chu Tianxiao had lived through 2 lifetimes, he couldn't help but take a deep breath in astonishment. Indeed, good grain thrives on fertilizer. Liu Ling's beauty before could score 80 points, but with this outfit, it must be at least over 85. Liu Ling shyly said, "Chu young master, should we leave now?" Chu Tianxiao didn't let Liu Ling finish and immediately interrupted, gently patting her head as he said, "Don't call me Chu young master anymore. From now on, just call me young master." Liu Ling nodded slightly, "Yes, young master." Chu Tianxiao took Liu Ling's hand and led her out the door. No matter how high fate may be, it still fears the burning of money. "Let's go, we're going to cancel the engagement." At this moment, throughout Tianju City, rumors had spread everywhere that Chu Tian Xiao wanted to cancel the engagement for his friend. Everyone was discussing that prodigal son of the Xi family is bringing Mu Liu Ling to his house to say he wants to break off the engagement. Ha ha! Just based on the cultivation of those two, how dare they? At that moment, in the Qin family, Zhu Tian Xiao had brought Liu Ling to request the annulment of the engagement. Qin Chang Lin, the elder of the Qin family, angrily slammed his teacup and shouted loudly, "What? Annul the engagement? Damn it! Mu Liu Ling, do you dare to come here to actually annul the engagement? I misjudged you. I thought you were someone who valued propriety, but it turns out you are so shameless. You're even bringing someone from the Zhu family for support. Do you think our Qin family has no one?" Zhu Tian Xiao remained calm, sitting there with a fragrant cup of tea in his hand, and said slowly, "I know your Qin family has the old man in charge, but don't be so quick to flip the table and slam it. Neither the victim nor the acting head of the family has spoken yet." Qin Chang Lin slammed the table angrily, his spiritual energy erupting. "You are just a useless prodigal son, and yet you dare to speak in my Qin family." At this very moment, a gentle voice floated over. "Elder Qin, the one who has come as a guest, you shouldn't be angry." The speaker was Qin Jiao Jiao, the acting head of the Qin family. Dressed in seductive attire with a high-slit skirt revealing her flawlessly smooth, unblemished thighs, accompanied by a stunningly beautiful appearance, she captivated anyone who looked at her. She lightly glided past, her tone cheerful, yet tinged with mockery, as she looked at Liu Ling and said, "Liu Ling, you truly are a noble person. Just look at your outfit. Only 3 treasures of the foundation stage. The Chu family is indeed rolling in money." Then, glancing at the young man sitting across from her, she continued, "No wonder he looks down on our Qin family. This young man with a green aura is the heavenly Tao's son, the prodigy of the Qin family, Qin Yun, possessing the looks of a true male lead." At this moment, he suddenly opened his eyes to look across, flashing a hint of threat. Qin Jiao Jiao slowly walked towards the main seat while calmly saying, "Speaking of breaking off the engagement, the matter of marriage has always been decided by parents through matchmaking. Currently, the head of the family is in the city. Although I represent the head of the family, I do not have the right to make this decision. It would be better to wait for the head of the family." Upon hearing this, Xu Tian Xiao's smile gradually faded. He set down his teacup and stood up. Then he pulled out the marriage contract and slowly said, "I think you misunderstand. Today I am not here to seek your opinions, but to inform you that this marriage contract will now be considered as invalid as Qin Yun." After saying this, Xu Tian Xiao tore the entire marriage contract into small pieces. Then he crumbled the pieces in his hand and with a flick of his wrist, tossed them into the air. The marriage contract now fell like autumn leaves. Mu Liu Ling, with shining eyes, found it hard to breathe for a moment, feeling deeply moved by the sight of Chu Tian Xiao tearing up the letter. Kid Yun next to him was also filled with rage, trembling with anger. He had never been humiliated like this before. Unable to contain himself, he crushed his teacup. Qin Jiao Jiao, with her beautiful face, was momentarily covered by a layer of cold mist and said indifferently, "Young Master Chu is being too overbearing." Qin Changlin stood up, angrily shouting, "No need for the head to intervene. I will teach this prodigal son a lesson." As he spoke, he condensed his spiritual energy in his hand, ready to launch an attack on Chu Tian Xiao. Chu Tian Xiao showed no concern, glancing at Qin Yun's expression and thought to himself, "Is Qin Yun not going to act? Let's see how long you can hold back." Chu Tian Xiao let out a cold laugh and calmly continued, "What are you all in a hurry for? This is just the beginning." With a clap of his hands, he then asked, "Wang Wu, Zalalu, bring it in." At that moment, 2 tall and strong guards appeared at the door, carrying a red and gold-studded chest on their shoulders. Looking in that direction, it seemed they had come from the Qin Mansion Villa. The one in front announced, "Young Master, we have collected everything." Qin Changlin's face tensed, and he exclaimed in shock, "This is it. Many years ago, Qin Yun was exceedingly dazzling. Is this the betrothal gift that the Mu family sent to marry Mu Ming Liu into our family?" Chu Tian Xiao mockingly laughed and said, "Although it has no value to me since we are breaking off the engagement, these things naturally have to be returned." Chu Tian Xiao waved his hand to order the 2 bodyguards. "Take it away." The 2 bodyguards clasped their hands to acknowledge the order. At this moment, Qin Jiao Jiao shouted, "This is outrageous." Elder Qin stopped them. Qin Changlin nodded. Then he concentrated his spiritual energy in his palm and charged fiercely towards the 2 bodyguards, shouting, "With me here, let's see who dares to take it away." Surprisingly, the 2 bodyguards didn't even move, just stood still and glared. Qin Changlin used all his strength to unleash a palm strike. However, it was as if he struck an invisible barrier. He could not even touch a single hair of the two. The two bodyguards smirked, looking at him with scornful contempt. The reason he couldn't hit them was due to the vast difference in cultivation levels. Although they were just bodyguards of Chu Tian Xiao, they had already reached the supreme realm of Ming Yuan stage. The two bodyguards fundamentally did not pay him any attention and directly carried the casket out the door. Chu Tian Xiao laughed heartily. Ha ha ha! What's wrong? Afraid to intervene now? Well, it's true that both these people of mine are at the supreme realm of Ming Yuan stage. A month's salary is even higher than a year of Hin Yun's, and the experts from the Chu family have gone with the family head Chu Zhao Yang to the city, right? Qin Jiao Jiao had a displeased expression and was extremely angry inside. She thought to herself, tearing up the marriage contract right in front of the Qin family, and on top of that demanding the betrothal gifts back. This is really too much. Chu Tian Xiao, although I can't confront the Chu family right now, the time is still long. Let's see how I handle you. Chu Tian Xiao gently held Mu Liu Ling's hand and said, Liu Ling, the marriage is over. Now the Qin family is full of cowards. There's nothing enjoyable anymore. Let's go home. Liu Ling replied, Yes, young master. Just as Chu Tian Xiao was leading her away, Qin Yun finally spoke up. He stood up, unleashing a fierce aura, and shouted, Stop! Seeing this, Chu Tian Xiao smiled faintly and whispered, Very good. Qin Yun finally couldn't hold back anymore. Qin Yun grabbed a piece of silk from Liu Ling's outfit, pulling it back and shouting loudly, Mu Liu Ling, you bitch. You aren't even worthy for me to lift my shoe. What right do you have to flaunt treasures in front of me? Facing the person who had tormented her for so many years, she secretly told herself, Mu Liu Ling, you must have willpower. Don't be afraid of him. The young master has helped you to this extent. You can't let the young master lose face. Liu Ling then decisively yanked his jacket back and replied defiantly, Let go. You worthless trash. Someone like you isn't worthy. Xu Ting and Xiao praised, Stay. Well said. A worthless person really isn't worthy. Qin Yun's eyes were filled with anger as she looked straight at the two people in front of her and said, Bitch, the humiliation you've inflicted on me today, I will return it 100-fold in the future. And you too, Xu Tian Xiao, I won't forget you. Xu Tian Xiao's eyes narrowed as if looking at the ring on his hand, his expression unchanged, secretly thinking, Very good, the ring has lit up, which means the old man is awake. Then he immediately responded to Qin Yun in a provoking tone. Oh, so if you remember? Qin Yun confidently said, Today you dare to come here to humiliate me, simply relying on your prominent background. If I were still the genius I was 3 years ago, or even further advanced, would you have the courage to come? Chu Tian Xiao, seeing Qin Yun angry, felt even more delighted and thought to himself, Very good. Hold on to your rage, keep it up. Chu Tian Xiao feigned indifference and said, You're only good at talking nonsense. You should know that you are no longer the person you were 3 years ago. Qin Yun took a deep breath and proclaimed, That's right. Today, I am very weak, disadvantaged, and I accept that. But I want to advise you on something. The fate of a person is not always stable. It is always subject to change. Don't bully the poor young people. As soon as these words left his mouth, a slight shimmer appeared on his right hand on the ring, and his entire aura changed. A powerful kingly aura radiated as if a raging dragon had emerged, unconsciously bringing immense pressure to everyone present. Qin Jiao Jiao witnessed Xin Yun's momentum and felt secretly happy. This momentum was reminiscent of 3 years ago when the destined young man was unstoppable. Qin Changlin also felt a surge of joy within. This momentum was even stronger than 3 years ago. Truly, the heavens favored the Pai family. Mu Liu Ling felt a hint of fear towards Qin Yun as she was standing too close to him. Now, she was taken aback by the overwhelming aura of dominance that erupted, causing her to panic momentarily. However, thinking of Chu Tian Xiao, she calmed herself and reached out to resist. Chu Tian Xiao was quite astonished. This was the first time he had witnessed the aura of a protagonist from the novels of his past life. Was this the destiny? A 3-year waist could still emit the regal aura of a sovereign. Well, it was time to unleash a big move. At this moment, Chu Tian Xiao's eyes flashed with a cold light. He took out the spring tree resurrection fruit, his face showing unmasked disdain as he laughed and said, If you say don't bully the poor young people, then today I will give you a chance to prove yourself. This treasure is for you to come and take. At this moment, Qin Yun no longer possessed even a trace of the aura of a tyrant. Upon seeing the treasure in Chu Tian Xiao's hands, he trembled all over. This is the spring tree resurrection fruit. Among all the spiritual herbs that can heal the soul, the spring tree resurrection fruit is the most effective cure. Qin Yun stared at the treasure, thinking to himself, This is an invaluable treasure. Not to mention that I wouldn't be able to buy it in my lifetime, even if I could. It is extremely rare on the market and basically unattainable. Yet he took it out so easily and even said he wanted to give it to me. At that moment, the mysterious old man in the black ring relic awakened, appearing excited and screaming wildly. Spring tree resurrection fruit, it truly is the spring tree resurrection fruit. Ha ha ha! Heaven truly helps me. Young man, quickly take it. After you consume it and refine it, that item will be very beneficial to me. Hurry, hurry. Chu Tian Xiao observed and smiled, thinking about Qin Yun. He thought, if things go according to your script, you would refuse the treasure from the villain and display your grandeur before Qin Jiao Jiao. Then that night, Qin Jiao Jiao would fall into your arms. Unfortunately, the script has now changed. The villain has offered an irresistible price. I wonder how you will deal with this. Chu Tian Xiao thought for a moment and then spoke up. I've realized it, so don't hesitate any longer. Just start. Qin Yun was confused. Start? Start what? Chu Tian Xiao held the spring tree resurrection fruit in front of him and said, start proving it, of course. Didn't you say don't bully the poor young people? By your logic, you definitely won't be poor in the future. If so, then go ahead and destroy this spring tree resurrection fruit for me to see. At that moment, the old man was also anxiously urging, don't listen to that brat's nonsense. Quickly take the spring tree resurrection fruit. Hurry up. Qin Yun was immediately caught between the two sides, his mind blank and unable to think of anything. He didn't really expect Chu Tian Xiao to make such a challenge. Now it didn't matter what choice he made. Therefore, Qin Yun was very hesitant. Chu Tian Xiao said again, what's the matter? Don't you want to destroy it? Didn't you say don't bully the poor young people? Ha ha! What is this don't bully the poor young people? You really only know how to boast. In a short period of time, Qin Yun was in a state of turmoil. Thoughts were continuously struggling in his mind. As long as I eat this fruit, I can immediately return to the peak of my destiny. No, Qin Yun, am a man. How can I endure the humiliation from this prodigal son any longer? The old man in the relic black ring continued. Qin Yun man, what are you hesitating for? A man can bend and stretch. What is this little humiliation worth? As long as I restore my divine soul and teach you a few moves, don't say killing him is as easy as killing a dog. Even the Chu family would just be a name. Qin Yun was furious. His consciousness roared. Shut up, old man. You are not the one enduring this humiliation. Of course it doesn't matter to you. But what about my dignity? What about my pride? Accepting this condescension, what will I become? A laughingstock. The old man shouted angrily. Scoundrel! Rude brat! Are you trying to cause trouble? I command you. Qin Yun's eyes were wild, his hands tightly holding his head as he screamed in agony. Then he covered his face and shouted loudly, don't say any more. Mu Lu Ling was extremely surprised. Qin Yun was terrifyingly strong just a moment ago, yet in the blink of an eye he had collapsed. The young master is truly remarkable. Chu Tian Xiao coldly laughed. Ha ha, this is really boring. If you don't dare, then let me. Chu Tian Xiao coldly threw the spring tree resurrection fruit onto the floor. Qin Yun saw it and rushed over in panic to pick it up. Don't! He saw that Chu Tian Xiao's foot was poised to stomp down, ready to crush it. Qin Yun felt his heart sink upon seeing this, his entire body trembling as he dared not move. Chu Tian Xiao, with a proud and cold expression, said, look closely. The thing you are fighting over is worthless to me, the young master. Then he stamped down hard, crushing the priceless spring tree resurrection fruit right before Qin Yun's eyes without any hesitation. Qin Yun was so angry that he erupted with rage, along with a mix of conflicting negative emotions, and suddenly dark thoughts arose. He let out a grunt and spat a mouthful of red blood, then fell to the ground. At this moment, Qin Yun's eyes were vacant, his soul damaged, looking no different from a fool. He was still mumbling, no don't. Qin Jiao Jiao had a worried expression and hurriedly spoke, brother, please don't. Chu Tian Xiao was very pleased, very good. Just now, Qin Jiao Jiao's expression was one of disappointment. He thought, fortunately, I didn't directly use the spring tree resurrection fruit to fight Qin Yun, but instead used it to sow discord among them. Otherwise, with Qin Yun being the destined son, and the Qin family united against external threats, even if I were lucky enough to defeat Qin Yun at a crucial moment, he would escape. At that time, he could randomly jump off the cliff to pick up treasures, find a sacred place, secretly watch beautiful women bathe, mess around for a while, and then reappear, continuously leveling up. But now the old man is heartbroken, Qin Jiao Jiao is disappointed, and Qin Yun is tormented by his inner demons. What could be more damaging to destiny than this? Wait, there's one last move, the ultimate humiliation. Chu Tian Xiao turned to Mu Lu Ling and said, Lu Ling, the humiliations you once endured can be repaid now. Mu Lu Ling eagerly replied, yes, Lu Ling thanks you, dumb master. After saying this, she stepped closer right next to Qin Yun, firmly stating, Qin Yun, you have turned me from a wife into a concubine. Did you ever think this day would come? You tortured me with needles and oil. Did you ever think this day would come? You sold me to the 19th prince. Did you ever think this day would come? After each statement, Lu Ling slapped him again. It truly was a relief. At that moment, Qin Yun seemed to have lost consciousness, unable to retort a word, only able to mumble and groan, tears and drool flowing extensively. Qin Jiao Jiao anxiously rushed over, stopping her hands. Little brother, don't worry. Sister is here. Qin Jiao Jiao held Qin Yun in her arms, checking his injuries. Qin Jiao Jiao showed a look of disappointment, thinking to herself, the proud young man of the past, how has he fallen to this extent? At the same time, the system announced, the collision of ice and fire. Don't bully the poor young people. The mission progress, the destined son of the heart demon has been completed. Grandfather is alienated, queen is disappointed. The cohesion of the destiny lineup has dropped by 2 levels, and luck has dropped by 1 level. Comprehensive evaluation, the host has successfully inflicted 150 points of damage on the useless loser son of destiny Qin Yun. Mission rewards. 1 chance to withdraw gold. 1 chance for spirit to a cultivation vessel. Receive 500 exchange points. Authority of infinite celestial treasury. Open 100% of all. Exchange price reduced by 7%. Open hidden items 5%. Mission evaluation. The host noticed and avoided the murder behind the scenes and successfully defeated the Prince Charming by spending money. He is worthy of the title of the world's #1 soldier. After hearing the continuous sounds of the system, Chu Tian Xiao smiled and sighed, finally done. While Chu Tian Xiao was reading the mission announcement, Qin Jiao Jiao finished her investigation and found that Qin Yun was just angry and spitting blood. His life was not at risk. At this moment, she breathed a sigh of relief in her heart. After that, her demeanor returned to confidence, staring coldly at Chu Tian Xiao, and said, Young Master Chu is really a generous person. Such a rare spring tree resurrection fruit, to trample it like this truly opens everyone's eyes. Using such a high price to insult others, you must have enjoyed it before, but you will definitely regret it later. Chu Tian Xiao will frown and laugh loudly. Ha ha, you find it strange because you are just poor. I have plenty of these, I just step on them for fun. Qin Yun couldn't help but feel angrier. He glanced at the ring on his hand, and after confirming it was still there, he secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Then he fixed his gaze sharply on Chu Tian Xiao. At the same time, his tone became extremely angry. As he rushed forward, he yelled loudly, You! I will kill you! I have to kill you! Seeing this, Mu Lu Ling seemed to be infused with courage. She decisively drew her sword and pointed it directly at Qin Yun's face. But this time, as soon as she made her move, Qin Yun was stunned, yelling loudly, Bitch, what do you want to do? But internally, he was extremely shocked. How can it be? Her speed in drawing the sword is faster than before. Too much. Could it be that this bitch has been training hard? Chu Tian Xiao stood behind and observed everything. With the blessing of the lackey Hello, Lu Ling's cultivation also increased significantly. Mu Lu Ling took a deep breath, her tone steady and decisive as she said, Qin Yun, let's make a bet for a period of 3 months during the last autumn test. You and I will determine the winner and the loser. If I lose, I will cow down and apologize and destroy my cultivation. However, if you lose, you will give me the black ring on your hand. Do you dare to bet? At this moment, Qin Yun became even more enraged, an aura of darkness radiating from his entire body. He coldly snorted, Bitch, you think that just because I've lost all my talent, you can act so arrogantly. Fine, I accept. Chu Tian Xiao looked towards Qin Jiao Jiao and saw that her brows were slightly furrowed, her gaze fixed on Qin Yun. She seemed to feel that his reaction was truly excessive. But at this moment, Qin Yun was being faced with the bitch he had previously looked down upon, pointing a sword at him and humiliating him to the point of bleeding. There was no room left for reason. Looking at Qin Yun's figure, she felt the whirlwind of emotions inside. In an instant, she recalled the aggressive teenager from 3 years ago, and a trace of sympathy arose in her heart as she sighed softly, Qin Yun, it's enough. He has endured humiliation. His behavior is, sigh, let it be as he wishes. Then she decisively spoke up, if you are unwilling, then let's gamble. Mu Lu Ling turned and left resolutely. Chu Tian Xiao followed her, looking at her with a faint smile. Lu Ling, you silly girl, are you doing this to help me regain my honor? Although blessed by the blessing of the lackey halo, she feared she underestimated the difficulty of confronting the Son of Destiny. At that moment, the system announced, long-term mainline mission continues. I have used my true destiny thousands of times. The Prodigal Son of Destiny. Mission 2. The madman who protects his own shortcomings and the Prodigal Son reverses the March agreement. Mission description. During last autumn's test, assist Mu Bing Liu in defeating the Son of Destiny Qin Yun, and during the competition, the host must not take action. Just return the result, no explanation needed, nothing else. Completion reward, unclear. Failure penalty, immediate deletion of the host. Hit 1. Calculating normally after 3 months, Liu Ling can at most reach the foundation stage 9th level, while Qin Yun will reach the peak of Ming Yun stage. The two sides have a gap of 9 small realms. Hint 2. No one can surpass the realm of defeating the Son of Destiny, unless the Prodigal is the strongest weapon of the Prodigal. Hint 3. Due to the difficulty of this mission, the system will issue a supporting mission. The host may choose not to accept the supporting mission. Chu Tianxiao silently sighed. Liu Ling reaching the foundation stage 9th level in 3 months is already considered a genius. I never expected Qin Yun to be so extraordinary. The useless guy is indeed the vanguard of the true prince, and I have messed him up so badly that it can actually lead to a strong counterattack. Just give the result, no explanation needed, nothing else. Seeing Chu Tianxiao deep in thought, Mu Liu Ling spoke up. Young master, what is wrong with you? Chu Tianxiao then asked. Liu Ling, if I told you that last year's autumn exam, Qin Yun would take a leap in advance to the peak of the Ming Yuan stage, would you be afraid? Mu Liu Ling pondered for a moment and then said, although it sounds hard to believe, Liu Ling is not afraid, because the young master made me realize one thing today. The more I fear him, the more he will trample me underfoot. Chu Tianxiao nodded in satisfaction. That's right, Liu Ling is not wrong. We are not afraid of him. With our young master here, no matter what, we will ensure your victory. Chu Tianxiao then read the hints for the side mission. Side mission. Comprehensive suppression, destroy opportunities. Mission description. Suppress the useless Qin Yun ahead of schedule so that he only reaches the middle of the Ming Yuan stage in 3 months. Reward. Completion unclear. Failure penalty. Deduct 1 million for the amount of money lost. If failed, heal a host directly. Amount of money lost, 0. Hint 1. Grandfather credibility is related to absorption of equipment. If we can completely suppress the related industries of the Qin family and cut off his resources, it will have miraculous effects. Hint 2. The upcoming autumn banquet will be a wonderful stage for Son of Destiny to shine. If he can dominate the gathering at the autumn banquet, there will be surprises. Chu Tianxiao thought to himself. These 2 suggestions are clearly the starting steps, and the initial phase of soaring is often seen in those destined for greatness. These 2 stages are when a destined person is at their strongest. Once suppressed, it will definitely have a deep impact on his future development, especially at the autumn banquet. The banquet is not only a gathering of the nobility, but also attended by princes and princesses. This is directly related to the selection of candidates for the last autumn test. It has always been a place where young talents fiercely compete. The champions of previous last autumn tests have also been outstanding performers at the autumn banquet. At that time, if Qin Yun shines at the autumn banquet, igniting the momentum of a sovereign, he will attract the attention of the nobility. He might even be rewarded with wealth by a prince, and a princess may offer him resources. Thinking of this, Chu Tianxiao couldn't help but laugh excitedly. Skits, that's great. Then he took Mu Liu Ling's hand and pulled her along. Let's go, Liu Ling. Follow me home. Liu Ling was bewildered. Ha? Back home? That's right. If you want to spend money, you first need to go home and recharge. At that moment, in front of Zai Yi Mansion, many onlookers had gathered to discuss. What is going on? Hasn't that young master been missing for 3 years? I thought he was dead out there. Shuh. Don't say such things. That's the young master of the Zai Yi market. Do you want to get yourself killed? So what? Isn't he just a useless spendthrift? Exactly. Going to a brothel and calling for 2 people. 1 to serve and 1 just to look at. Only he could come up with such a way to play. I really don't know how the glorious fortune of the Zai Yi Marquis could be squandered by that young master in just a few years. Ha ha! Among the crowd, some cheered while others laughed. This treatment was indeed contradictory. But no matter what others said, Chu Tianxiao didn't care and pulled Mu Liu Ling into the mansion. The servants inside stared wide-eyed in shock. Young master, the young master is back. Go tell madam, the young master is back. Right after that, the continuous sound of the alert echoed throughout the mansion. Madam, the young master has returned. Just a minute later, a gentle voice suddenly came from inside. Next, a graceful and elegant middle-aged woman hurriedly ran out, exuding an air of nobility. Ignoring her delicate figure and small waist, she rushed straight towards Chu Tian Xiao, regardless of the female servants who were flustered, trying to keep up with her. This middle-aged woman was mom of Chu Tian Xiao. As she ran, Chu Chao Shi anxiously called out joyfully, "Little Xiao, my little Xiao." She ran to embrace Chu Tian Xiao. "It's been 3 years. Finally, you've come back to visit Mom." Suddenly being embraced, Chu Tian Xiao felt a bit awkward. Even though after the soul merging, she was indeed his biological mother. In front of everyone, he always felt somewhat embarrassed and hurriedly struggled, saying, "Mom, I'm grown up now. We're in public. Please don't." As soon as the words finished, Chu Chao Shi quickly took out a silk handkerchief, raised it to her face to wipe the tears at the corners of her eyes, and sobbed. Hoo, little Xiao has grown up, no longer likes Mom. Hoo, Chu Tian Xiao felt even more embarrassed and said, "Mom, can we stop pretending to be 18-year-old girls? So many people are watching." As soon as Chu Tian Xiao finished speaking, he saw Mom retract the handkerchief. The speed at which she changed her expression was faster than flipping a page in a book. She quickly linked arms with her son and went inside. "All right, I'll listen to little Xiao." While walking, she suddenly remembered something. "But wait, isn't this the daughter of the Mu family? Why is she following you?" Before Chu Tian Xiao could introduce, Mu Liu Ling stepped forward to pay her respects. "Greetings, madam. Liu Ling has severed ties with the Mu family due to the engagement with the Qin family. Please have pity on me, young master. I have just been freed from the engagement, and Liu Ling now only wants to follow young master wholeheartedly." Chu Chao Shi looked at her son with a meaningful gaze. Chu Tian Xiao wondered, "Ma, why are you looking at me like that?" Chu Chao Shi turned around, glanced at Mu Liu Ling's figure, then gently nodded in satisfaction and said, "Let's see. A full chest, young grandson, and little Xiao won't have to worry about hunger in the future. With these wide hips, it's all good news. Don't just stand there. Let's talk as we walk." Hearing these words, Liu Ling felt a bit shy, but was also happy inside. The next moment, Chu Chao Shi took out a stack of crystal cards, spread them out like a fan, handed them to Chu Tian Xiao, and said, "Little Xiao, poor Mom has lost weight over the past 3 years. You must have endured a lot of hardships, right? These are the crystal cards I've saved for you. Just a little pocket money. Mom knows how you are, so I specially divided the money into multiple cards so you could easily use them to throw in other people's faces. So, isn't Mom very thoughtful?" Chu Tian Xiao received them and smiled in response. "I really have to thank Mom a lot. Just tell me the total amount." Chu Chao Shi said, "Not much, just 1,200,000 spirit coins. Little Xiao, use it for 2 days, and when it's gone, Mom will give you more." As these words were spoken, Chu Tian Xiao still had no particularly special reaction. Onlookers around were wide-eyed. "What? 1,200,000 for pocket money? Now I understand why the young master became a prodigal son. 1,200,000, I would never see such money in my lifetime. And he calls that pocket money? With this amount of spirit coins, even a little pig can cultivate into a cultivator. Is flashing cards in front of others really something to be proud of? Life is unfair. Why don't I have a mother like that? Do people also wish for the same? Ha ha ha." Chu Tian Xiao held a few cards and said, "Oh, it's true that it's not much, but saving a little to squander should be enough. But Mom, this time I want to go big. This money might be gone by tomorrow, so you should be mentally prepared." After saying this, the people in the courtyard felt their breasts tighten. Countless people wished they could immediately rip this person apart, and many others wished they could push Chu Tian Xiao aside and take their place. They were so furious that they collectively spat blood, their minds went crazy, and they all collapsed on the ground. "Is this what you call saving to squander? Saving it's gone by tomorrow? Damn it, I don't want to live anymore." 3 people just walked inside. Chu Chao Shi asked curiously, "Oh, little Xiao, are you planning to do something big?" "Truly, little Xiao, you are amazing. Spend your money freely, I have plenty." Chu Tian Xiao replied, "That's right, Ma. This time I'm planning to make a big move and invest in land." Chu Chao Shi smiled softly. "Wonderful. Little Xiao, I haven't played for a long time either." As they walked in, Chu Tian Xiao puzzledly asked Mom, "Why is it just you at home when I come back?" "Where's Dad?" Chu Chao Shi answered, "Oh, your dad went to the city. He probably won't be back for another month or 2. Chu Tian Xiao expressed doubt. "Now is not the time for court meetings. Dad went to the city. Those old men from the Chu family must be up to something again. Just return the result. No explanation needed." Chu Chao Shi gently stroked her son's hair while saying tenderly, "Oh, isn't it about your desire to break off the engagement with the Qin family? It's not a big deal. Your father can handle it. But if quite amusing, we just heard the rumor about your broken engagement, and unexpectedly, you have already broken it off. In other words, breaking off the engagement first, rumor later, it just feels odd. Shu Tian Xiao smiled proudly. Yes, indeed, the opposing forces do not want to let me go. Fortunately, I acted early, turning their rumors into a joke. Humph, Chu Jin must be so angry he's fuming. Chu Jin is clearly a member of the Chu family, but Chu Tian Xiao directly addressed him by name with not a hint of respect in his words. What was even stranger was that Xiao Shi did not show any anger regarding this, just a slightly reproving tone. Little Xiao did very well, but little Xiao thinking like this isn't cute at all. Aren't you the one who said you wanted to play the coin toss game for localization with me? Come here quickly, I can't wait any longer. Saying this, he turned to the servant and ordered, Xiao Ying, quickly bring out the map of Tianju City. The maid nodded obediently and immediately brought the map of Tianju City to the table. New Lu Ling took a curious glance and was secretly amazed. This map is so detailed. The industries, the land, everything is here. What are these dots and lines? What does tossing a coin for localization mean? While Nu Liu Ling was still pondering, Qiao Shi held up a gold coin high and said, Mom will go first. Then she let the coin drop freely onto the map below. The coin fell and rolled into a small circle. Qiao Shi looked slightly disappointed. Oh, why did it land back on our own land again? Shu Tian Xiao also sighed. Mom, it's always like this. Your luck is really bad. If you keep doing this, how can we buy new land? At that moment, Mu Liu Ling finally understood. So tossing a coin for localization means that wherever the coin lands is where they will buy land. Those dots and lines represent the industries of the Chu family. Oh my, finally I understand the wasteful reasoning of the young master. Chu Tian Xiao turned to Liu Ling with the coin and said, Liu Ling, it's your turn now. Liu Ling was flustered and hurriedly waved her hands. Me? No, young master. This matter is of great importance. Liu Ling cannot. Inside, she was also astonished, telling herself, a piece of land the size of a coin must be at least 100 ning. I'm just a little girl, how can I dare to do that? Chu Tian Xiao placed the coin in Liu Ling's hand and said, This is an order. Jiao Shi also agreed, saying, That's right, Ling girl. Now you are one of us. Little Xiao was telling you to do it, so just go ahead and give it a try. It will be fun. Liu Ling held the coin in her hand, feeling the weight on her shoulders, but she still mustered the courage to say, All right, if young master has given an order, then Liu Ling will be bold. With that, Liu Ling tossed the coin onto the map. However, this time the coin seemed to spin around and refused to settle down. Liu Ling panicked. Young master, it seems like this area is all wasteland. Should I toss it again? Suddenly, at that moment, Chu Tian Xiao slammed his hand on the coin and exclaimed loudly, Ha ha, what I need is wasteland. This coin is spinning too slowly, so wherever my hand covers, I will buy it all. Liu Ling, astonished, covered her mouth and whispered, Oh my, a single clap from the young master means the land acquisition range has increased many times over, at least 1 acre. If it were an ordinary area, it wouldn't be a problem, but this is rare and valuable wasteland. It's called wasteland because it's the place where the spiritual energy of heaven and earth converges the most in Shenzhou. Due to the accumulation of violent spiritual energy, plants cannot grow, making it look desolate, but it's actually a wonderful place to refine elixirs, talismans, and treasures, especially for refining tools. Typically, small wasteland isn't worth much, but the larger it is, the more valuable it becomes. As the area of wasteland increases, it is common for land prices to rise exponentially. Liu Ling anxiously said, Young master, with this one clap of yours, it must be at least 1,000,000 spirit coins to negotiate. Zhu Tian Xiao laughed. Haha, that's why I told my mother that this small amount of money will be gone today. Qiao Shi didn't complain, just asked, All right, little Xiao Tio is really impressive, but what are you going to do with such a large piece of land? I remember little Xiao isn't interested in refining treasures. Hearing this, Chu Tian Xiao fell silent for a moment, then noticed the jewelry Qiao Shi was wearing in her ears, raised his hand to check, and said, I bought it to refine jewelry. Look at this, such a large piece of land, such a large scale, it could definitely produce a lot of good jewelry, right? Once the products are finished, all the girls in Tianju City will get a share, big or small. No matter who I meet, I'll give them a pair. Isn't it wonderful? As soon as these words were spoken, apart from the mother and son, everyone else in the yard was shocked, spitting blood. 1,000,000 spirit coins, buying such a large wasteland, not to refine treasures, talismans, or elixirs, but just to refine jewelry. I thought the 1,000,000 spirit coins spent earlier were already a peak of wastefulness. The two maids behind also gasped in amazement. We have seen a lot of grand wasteful scenes, especially when throwing coins for localization, but we have never seen a scene like this before. Qiao Shi happily said, Oh, does little Xiao mean to make jewelry for Ma? How considerate. A moment later, Qiao Shi's expression changed. But this piece of wasteland seems to be under negotiation by the Qin family, right? Chu Tian Xiao said with interest. Ha ha, really? Then we must buy it. Recalling the system's earlier hint, the inheritance of the old man and the relic black ring is related to refining tools. If we can completely suppress the Qin family's related industries and cut off their resources, it will be very effective. As the system suggested, indeed as I guessed, the Kai family will definitely buy the wasteland to refine divine weapons for Qin Yun's cultivation. So as long as I am willing to invest and compete for the wasteland resources with them, I can hit Qin Yun hard at the starting point. Qiao Shi hesitantly said, I understand Luo Xiao's intention, but I heard that the Kai family has already made a deposit and the contract is about to be delivered. Is it possible to intervene now? Chu Tian Xiao said with a faint smile. Humph, as long as the methods are clever, there's nothing that can't be obtained. Qiao Shi nodded and said, Then let's listen to little Xiao. As for the negotiators, our family has sent many talented people this time. Now in the mansion, there is only one manager left, Shuda. This person is not exceptional, passable. Chu Tian Xiao then said, Mom, you don't have to worry. Isn't the best person Regier? As soon as these words were spoken, everyone was puzzled and unsure, only to see Chu Tian Xiao turn to Mu Liu Ling. Casually, she tossed out 2 crystal cards. Qiao Shi clapped her hands happily. Liu Ling? Ha ha! If little Xiao says so, then it's settled. Chu Tian Xiao handed Liu Ling the 2 crystal cards and said, Liu Ling, I give you full authority to handle this matter. Liu Ling nodded and replied, Yes, young master. Liu Ling will get started right away. Just as she was about to leave, Chu Tian Xiao called her back and tossed her a book. Wait, Liu Ling, take this book with you for entertainment on the way. Liu Ling took the book and began to read through it, exclaiming in surprise, This is... Shifting the scene to another place in the Qin family villa, Qin Yun was still engrossed in practicing swordsmanship, his mind profoundly focused as if he had become one with the sword. Moreover, the sword intent was incredibly strong and his movements were fluid and practiced. Qin Jiao Jiao said happily, Congratulations, Qin Yun. In just a short time, you have returned to the peak of the 2nd level of the foundation stage. Upon hearing this, Qin Yun revealed a slight smile and with a heroic demeanor said, Humph, it's just a trial. Sister, I have restored my talent. Returning to the 2nd level of the foundation stage is naturally an easy feat. The congratulations can wait until I break through to the Mingyuan stage. Qin Jiao Jiao gracefully sat on a chair and calmly said, Oh, so you really have confidence in returning to the Mingyuan stage within 3 months. Qin Yun chuckled. At first it seemed impossible, thanks to that woman. If it weren't for her unexpected arrival, causing my mind to waver, I wouldn't have the will and determination I have now. Thanks to her, I will definitely return to the Mingyuan stage within 3 months. Plus, with the opportunity to train with treasures, elixirs from the wasteland, and much more. And that woman? Well, cultivating for 10 years only to reach the 5th level of the foundation stage is quite ordinary. In 3 months, no matter how hard she tries, she'll only reach the 7th or 8th level of the foundation stage. How could she possibly compete with me? Qin Yun angrily shouted, 3 months, at most just 3 months, I will avenge this humiliation. I want her to never be able to lift her head again. As for that bastard, one day when I succeed, I will definitely kill his whole family. Qin Jiao Jiao frowned slightly, then gently shook her head and sighed, thinking, even though saying it's unreasonable to return to the Mingyuan stage in 3 months, looking at Yunner's current momentum and speed, it's not impossible. It really does seem that he has the heavenly mandate. I still need to support him as much as I can. A moment later, Qin Jiao Jiao changed back to a gentle expression and said, Yes, I naturally believe in Yunner's talent. 3 months from now, Mu Liu Ling will just be a stepping stone for you. Qin Yun also responded, Of course, in order to progress in the next 3 months, I also need you to help me with the wilderness. Before the words were finished, suddenly a panicked servant rushed in from outside, holding a roll of paper in hand and said, Acting head, it's not good. The Chu family has targeted the vacant land we are negotiating. As soon as these words were spoken, both Qin Yun and Qin Jiao Jiao looked at each other in surprise. At the Chu family, at this moment, Chu Tian Xiao was very pleased. After successfully seizing the vacant land, he stabbed a small dagger into the map, right at the location of that land. He thought to himself, Qin Yun, you want to buy the vacant land to cultivate high-quality treasures and elixirs? Look how I use the money to cut off the source of the trouble.